since I was in college. Speech to them. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We do not have a quorum and cannot start our meeting, but we can start general public comment for our Homelessness and Poverty Committee. We have a few cards in front of me, so we'll get started with those right now. I have Patricia McAllister, Antonia Ramirez, and that's it.
What am I speaking on?
General public comment. You put in a card for general public
General
comment.
public comment. I'd like to say that this city and this council is doing nothing to build affordable housing. All of the construction I see, and I go over there and I look and ask questions, $600,000 condos right there on 8th and Bixel. Even in the neighborhoods, they're not affordable. 2,000, 3,000. I am very, very disappointed with this council and the mayor. I think that we need a state of an emergency for this council as soon as possible. Not a state of an emergency for homelessness, a state of an emergency for corruption. What you guys are doing and funneling money all over the places, and even Garcetti is fighting with the AIDS Foundation. You guys having secret meetings with developers who are building all of these billion-dollar construction projects. So that's what I want to work on, getting some of you into prison.
Ms. Ramirez?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please look at this iPad that I have here. I can't get it opened. Yesterday I could, but I can't get it opened or unlocked. Ladies and gentlemen, homelessness is expensive. And I want you to know that I went to the bathroom Monday night at 9/12/16 after 12 midnight. I ended up going to Jack in a Box at 516 North Beaudry, LA, California, 90012. A gang stalker showed up, a female chango showed up at 12:34. I called the LAPD Rampart Station at 12:38 after midnight on Tuesday morning, 9/13, and they showed up at 1:45 a.m., and that was stupid male male Sanchez 35431 and female Rodriguez 42214. They never took her information. The female changa was in the female's bathroom at Jack in a Box. They never took her information. Stupid me left my stuff unattended, and so these gangbangers got to my stuff. I cannot get my thing open. So as you see, the gangbangers
That's your time.
Thank you. The gang stalkers
Ramirez.
got to my stuff. Stupid me left it unattended while I'm talking to the dumbass cops. What a waste of time. That's what homelessness is all about.
That's your time.
Sorry, I apologize.
All right, Mr. Price. Thank you so much. Mr. Clark, how long do I have to wait before I start? Does he have to be seated? I can start now?
You can start right now, sir.
All right. So welcome to the regular meeting of the Homelessness and Poverty Committee of the Los Angeles City Council. I'm joined by Council members Mike Bonin and Council Member Kern Price. We have 2 agenda items today. We will start with agenda item number 2. We have Ramon Soto here to speak with us about this matter, but before we do that, we have a few cards on the matter that we will get to after the item is read into the record.
Thank you, sir. Item number 2 is a motion by Council Members Price and Harris Dawson relative to the evaluation of the La Opinion building located at 224 East Washington Boulevard as a potential site for future affordable housing and temporary use as a homeless storage facility that accommodates 500 bins with shower upgrades. This item was also referred to the Entertainment and Facilities Committee.
Thank you. So we have Beth Kumpf, General Dogon, and Ms. McAllister and Ms. Ramirez on item number 2.
Good afternoon. As we've talked about before, housing is the key to ending homelessness. And that being said, while we support the idea of converting more city-owned property into affordable housing and showers and storage, it's remembering that the showers and storage are just a short-term goal. And 500 units is great, but we need a lot more than 500 units. People can't go to work if they can't put their stuff away. People can't take showers every day, especially women in this city who are homeless. Women can't stand online at the missions because you get attacked and you face, criminalization or danger if you defend yourself. And, the Downtown Women's Center is doing work, but they can't do enough. We need centers for women, we need centers for families, we need centers for single dads and their kids, So what I ask you is I hope you start looking at more city properties that you can do this with and also getting these housing projects going as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
General Dogon, any potential development of any housing is going to be a while before it come on this site, right? So just asking that this committee must ensure that while housing is being built, that that it's only a temporary solution what it's being used for now, right? And so we ask that you not do no criminalization, right? And that this storage facility don't be used to enforce 5611. Because let me remind you that this month marks the 1-year anniversary that this committee was created. And you started this committee, you said that you, from this day on, you wasn't gonna do no criminalization, that you was gonna start housing folks. But about 17 meetings you done had in this committee, and every meeting has been based on criminalization. You even passed criminalization law 5611, right? So we're gonna remind you, you understand me, that we watching. And that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Ms. McAllister, Ms. Ramirez.
I printed out your motion. I have the motion. I want to read some of it. You say here that you had an 11% increase in the homeless population. 21,000 are on the street. That's not true. It's about maybe 100,000. Don't forget to count the ones living with their family, relatives, and strangers. Now, you're saying here in your motion, the city is also considering the site for the development of housing, which could occur in the next several years. Several years, and you're going to ask the governor to grant a stay of emergency. Are you crazy? They need housing right now. They don't need any doggone shelters. They don't need any warehouse to give them a shower and store their clothes. They need housing. You need to start building right now. This is an emergency. I just passed a black man laying on the ground, a block up there. I tried to take his picture, and he turned around. He didn't like it. No shoes, filthy. You can smell him a block away. You don't want to get me angry, because I got spiritual power. You don't want to get me mad. I swear you don't. Hillary Clinton is going down because of me.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, don't be stupid like me. Do not leave your stuff behind. You will end up having your stuff vandalized or robbed. This is one of the problems that we have. We are looking for housing that is safe, secure, private, and that will have 24-hour surveillance, and it's functional, and make sure you prosecute anybody, especially these goddamn gangbangers and wetbacks. Again, do not leave your stuff unattended, not for a second. Don't be stupid like me. Look what happened to my iPad. So please, again, we want a safe place that is drug-free, harassment-free, criminal trespass-free, and theft, because there's so much theft even while you're out there putting your bedding. You get your stuff robbed. You can't turn around because right away, every second, they're watching you, especially if you're a victim of gang stalking. And again, most of us are victims of crime, and we are there because police fail to protect us and prosecute, thanks to the city attorney who's too busy handling millions of dollars to the goddamn gangbangers and wetbacks. So God bless Donald Trump and America.
Thank you. Now we'll hear from Mr. Soto on this item.
I have a public comment card on that, sir.
I don't accept any cards after we've already started the item.
There's no public comment on my behalf.
Mr. Soto?
Fuck you guys, you fucking creeps.
Okay. He can leave. Sorry, he can go.
I'm going to leave. Fucking a-hole, that's why you're in the LA Weekly, Dawson. You're fucking up. You're turning like the rest of the poverty pimps, you fucking punk. That's right.
Here we go.
That's right. Got it. White niggers lie, too.
Good afternoon, council members. I'm Ramon Soto with a city administrative officer. The issue of homeless storage is part of the city's comprehensive homeless strategy, one of the 64 strategies that has been adopted. Towards that end, the city is in the process of evaluating a number of possible sites citywide for possible homeless storage. The La Opinion building, 224 East Washington Boulevard, is a former CRA property that is now under the control of HCID. The area around the La Opinion building has been found by LASA to be very high in homeless density, and therefore believe it's a good candidate for further review. The building was previously used as a newspaper printing operation. The motion would direct city staff and LASA to evaluate the building for possible use as a storage facility for property belonging to homeless individuals in support of the city's adopted comprehensive homeless strategy. The goal would be to establish a 500-bin operation with shower facilities. City staff will report back to the Homeless Strategy Committee, this committee, and City Council on our results.
Thank you so much. Questions, members? Mr. Price?
No question, but just a comment. In the quest to identify potential storage facilities, we were able to identify this location in the district. It is a former CRA property, currently under the control of HCID, and it is scheduled for a housing development, but certainly over the next 18 months or 2 years or so, I think it could be an ideal facility, and certainly one that is desperately needed. We'd like to see something else a little further south, but even here on Washington Boulevard, we think it could be an important location. So I'm anxious that we're moving forward with the review. When do you think it will be completed?
We're actually in process right now. We got a head start. BOE is still conducting certain evaluations about the sprinkler status of the building and to what degree it may need to be retrofitted. But I hope that we're able to report, at least by the October meeting of the Homeless Strategy Committee, around the Homeless Steering Committee, excuse me. So we're moving along fairly quickly on this. It's fairly advanced. So I expect a quick report back.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Bonin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There was something I thought I might have heard in public comment and didn't, so let me just say what I thought I might have heard in public comment. Mr. Price, thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for taking central elements of the city's comprehensive homeless strategy and trying to implement them in your district. Thank you for taking some of the most important parts of that strategy, the things the city can do that the city has the responsibility for, which is land use, and identifying a piece of property that can be used both for the long-term and permanent solution, housing, and also for the interim and the immediate solution for storage. This is, by itself, not going to solve the problem. This isn't going to move fast enough to take care of somebody tomorrow, but it's going to take a whole bunch of drops of water to fill the bucket, and this is an important thing to be done, and this is the kind of leadership that I hope the rest of the council and the rest of the elected officials around the county start demonstrating. Thank you. This is exactly what we need to do, and this is part of the solution.
Thank you. I'm following the lead of you and the chair, and we appreciate the collaborative effort that we all have to make. So,
excellent. Thank you so much. This is a big deal. I think it should be noted for the record that, you know, as a council member, I'm sure you have lots of pressure to do lots of things with every available parcel of the land that there is. And so stepping forward and doing this in a way that doesn't really enrich anybody, you know, doesn't sort of add to the largesse, I think is huge in it, but it is our responsibility as a city, so thank you for that. Hearing no objection to this matter, it will be adopted. We'll move on to the next item, Mr. Clerk.
Yes, sir. Item number 1 is a communication from the mayor relative to the appointment of Ms. Kelly Bernard to the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority for the term ending June 30, 2019.
Thank you so much, Mr. Clerk. This is a very exciting day for us here in the committee. We get to bring back one of our own to be a part of the leadership for the city as we confront the homelessness problem. I'm going to ask our nominee, Kelly Bernard, to come forward and just say a few words about what she hopes to accomplish as leadership on the issue of homelessness.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, council members. I'm happy to be back. This is ending homelessness is not something that was just part of my job, but it was really something that I believe in. It's work that I started while working with the city, and I am thrilled to be able to come back and continue that service. The issue at hand is an urgent issue that requires a comprehensive plan, which, again, thank you, all of you, for adopting last year and the work that you continue to do to put forward. And so while I recognize that the issue is urgent, it's going to take all of our help and sustained attention to solve this problem. And so while I left city service, my commitment to end homelessness did not end. And so again, I am happy to be back to be part of the solution. Very familiar with the comprehensive plan and the strategies that it's involved. I am thrilled to see that the council did move forward to identify additional revenues to move this program forward. That was always one of the big challenges, and it continues to be. And so joining LASA, I'm looking forward to it. LASA has had various stops and goes on its development, and I think there's a recognition that what we've asked LASA to do in the last year and what we're going to look for them to do in the continuing years requires that they build and expand their capacity and that they have the support to really be a true partner with the city and the county in ending homelessness. And so I am looking forward to working with the fellow commissioners and working with Peter Lynn, the executive director, and his team to make sure that LASA has the capacity to be a partner in that and has the support and the resources it needs to be successful. And so I'm happy to answer questions or.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Questions, members? Mr. Price?
No question, just to say thank you for stepping up again. Certainly, no one is more familiar with the issues and the challenges associated with us rolling out a policy that really is comprehensive and thoughtful and effective. And so I'm proud that you're going to be part of that process again, and we look forward to your insight, your ideas, your suggestions, and your willingness to work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Bonin?
Yeah, I just want to echo what Mr. Price said. First of all, I'm surprised the mayor was able to twist your arm and get you to come back, particularly to work on this. He's clearly got some charm.
He's very charming.
I've known Ms. Bernard for a number of years, both professionally in a number of different capacities and personally, and in all of the different jobs I've seen you've done, you've excelled. You're absolutely professional, and you're smart, and you're a huge asset to LASA. The thing I just wanted to thank you for, because I would have asked about it if you hadn't said it first, is I think you identified what I think is the biggest challenge for LASA right now. We have changed the mission and the function and the role of LASA dramatically, both the city and the county, and it's a big change, and they've got to ramp up and scale up, and I'm glad you understand that, and I think you also have the background and the skill set to help guide the agency the right way, so thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have a few speaker cards on this, so if you can just hang tight for a minute. We will get to our vote very shortly. First, we have Deputy Mayor Shockley to say a few words.
Well, thank you very much. There's not a lot I can add other than to say that the city has made a historic investment in LASA, and that I can't imagine a better steward of your confidence and your funding than Kelly Bernard, my predecessor. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I have two more cards on item number one, Ms. McAllister and Ms. Ramirez.
I read Ms. Bernard's resume, and I'm not happy with this pick. I know as we have blacks everywhere, we call them coons, which they work for the white supremacists. We've got 4 blacks. Mike Neely, I've been knowing him for about 12 or 13 years. Over there on LASA, blacks are been stomped to the ground since he's been on the board of LASA. They've got about 4 blacks on LASA right now. They use these blacks as the people to protect them so they can squash black people. I know the game. First of all, she worked for the Garcetti. Okay, I don't like that. She was the as Director of Planning and Economic Development. And she also, she works for one of the largest architectural firms in the nation, AECOM. We don't need that. And she does not live in Los Angeles because it says, where do you live? It says 0. You live in the city. We need somebody grassroots who are concerned about the homeless people. She's on there to bring some business to this company when you do start building affordable housing
Ramirez.
20 years from now.
Remember, we're talking about the appointment of a LAHSA commissioner.
Yes. Ms. Kelly Bernard, I just had an epiphany at 2 p.m. today, and that the police departments and some city officials are highly responsible for the high escalation of the chronic homelessness. And Ms. Bernard, the truth is that depending on the level of blatant reckless disregard and dismissiveness, crass intimidation, and failure to provide due process and equal protection under the law to the potential victims of homelessness and or tenants who have been harassed, that is also being gang-stalked and violated, that is the level of homelessness, chronic homelessness, that is going to be at that given city. So what does that say about the LAPD, primarily Rampart and the West Los Angeles Police Department? Another note, Mrs. Bernard, to remember, one city councilwoman in Santa Ana, I don't know who that was because I caught the tail end of her, she said that many of the homeless people are being attacked and violated and robbed, and many times from the same homelessness people. Please,
Thank you.
Ms. Bernard,
That
help
concludes
us.
your time.
Help us. Thank you. And I appreciate always. She's brilliant.
If there's a motion to accept this nomination, it's been moved, seconded by Councilmember Bonin. Hearing no objection, that'll be the order. Where does that leave us, Mr. Clerk?
That clears the desk, sir.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We're adjourned.